And the most important news, in my opinion, for the week will be US CPI. This will determine what the market does. This will determine what the market will do for the rest of the week, and maybe even longer than that a lot. So if CPI actually comes out way bigger than previous or anticipated or consensus as the case may be, we would see that the possibility of a rate cut reduces, which will increase the chances of dollar strength. Now, if the CPI comes down lower than consensus or forecast, would see dollar weakness continue. So this is how important this piece of information is. So if CPI comes out above forecast, we're going to see a continued dollar strength. So this is why this is the most important. Now for GBP CPI will determine how sporadic GBP falls on or how it doesn't. So this is what we'll be looking at when it comes to data. And now what will determine whether we will now follow this seasonality, which is weakness in dollars, is CPI. Seasonality does not just work in isolation. Sentiment doesn't work in isolation. So when the fundamental data comes out, which is CPI, how the market interprets it will determine whether we follow through with seasonality or not. TXY has closed above the CPI has changed. So I want to see TXY, come up to here or possibly even take this high. It's very, very, very much possible. That is dependent on CPI. So CPI is the other thing we're just going to wait for to understand where we're heading to. So for Euro USD, dependent on CPI also, I want to see market come down to this level or continue going up towards this level. So everything is dependent on CPI. So I also want to see GBP coming down to this weekly order block, or maybe continue going up dependent on CPI. So yeah, dependent on CPI. So I don't know, I think that is it for now. Everything is just dependent on CPI. We need CPI for clarity. I cannot just come and be calling technical levels. I need CPI as a determinant of who we're heading to from here. So hello guys, so we'll be looking at the outcome of last week's anticipation. And as you guys can see, CPI came out higher than forecast at 2.7, and that was what I was talking about. Like, this is the most important piece of information for the week, and most probably more than just a week movement driver in the USD. So I also talked about GBP CPI, and as you could see, it came out at 3.6. that was on Wednesday. Now let's look at the chart. I told you guys that if CPI comes out positive, that we're going to see, there was a level here that we're going to see the market get to, probably above here, and you could see what happened. Now I also told you guys that I want to see Euro get to this level, and as you could see, came to this level, reacted at this level because CP previously was already showing bearishness, and then we have CPI coming out in favor of dollar strength. Now if you look at GBP, talked about GBP getting to this level, even though we had just a few pips to get to here, but we're close to that. And if you look carefully, you will understand that CPI for GBP came out on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, you could see it closed bullish, and then Thursday, Friday, you could see that there was no more zeal to move downwards because of GBP CPI. Now if we look at something like Euro, you will see that same Wednesday Euro was bullish, and then you could see this unwillingness to go down. So yeah, see that everything just happened exactly as we anticipated. So let's wait and see what happens. So you guys should wait for my weekly outlook.